Alright, so welcome back to another video, and this will be the part 2 video on my weather app playlist. So this is what we have from the last video for the part 1. So if you don't watch yet, so please click the link description below. Okay, so now this is what we get, right? What we are gonna do now is I want to handle the post request. So when I click something in here, it should be console log in the terminal right here. So what we need to do in here is just say router dot post, and we need to say slash, and it should be request response. And in here we need to say console log, say request dot body. Okay, so save, and now reload. If I add something like Paris and enter, it should be undefined. The reason that is because we need to set the middleware in the app.js right here. Say app.use, say express.url encode, and say extended, set that to true. Okay, so now save and reload. Now we get a Paris, right? And we add something like Jakarta, and we get a Jakarta in here. Okay, it's working. So let's back to the weather.js right here. We don't need just console log. What we need to do is create a variable called city, and we are going to set to request.body dot, we are going to access the city right here. So city. Okay, so let's create a variable called URL API, and we are going to set that to the API we are going to fetch. So go back to the home.weather openweathermap.org, and you need to go to API in here and go to API documentation, current weather data in here. And what we are going to using is this thing right here. Okay, so I'm using backtick, so paste in here, say Ctrl Z to see everything. Wait, you need to HTTP in here, https://api. Here we go, and we're going to bring in the city name to this right here. Okay, so city, and for the API key, we are going to using .env, which is package. So let's install that, npm install .env, because you don't need to bring in your API key in here because they can see your API. The good idea is you bring to inside env file. So we are going to create env file inside the root.env, and inside in here we are going to create a folder called not folder, a variable. Let's say API, what the hell, API underscore key. Let's set that to our key. So let's go to this thing right here, copy, and just paste in here, save and close the env file, and go to up here, and we need to say require, say .env and config. Should be config. Okay, now you can be able to paste in the, where the name, I'm forget that, the API key right here. Oh, what the hell, to the URL API in here. You can remove that and bam. Oh no, you don't excuse me. You need to something like process.env.api underscore key, or every variable you put in here. Just close that out. Now we need to fetch the data in this URL. Alright, so under here, let's say fetch, and we are gonna paste in the URL in here, URL API, and we can say dot then should be response and say response.json, and we get the data in here. Say data, and for now just say console log the data. Okay, save. And okay, when I add London, for example, and I hit enter, now you get an error because fetch is not defined. If you're working with Node.js, fetch is not working in here. So you need to install package called I forget the name, maybe say not fetch, yeah, not fetch. So you can install that by say npm install node dash patch, spell C right here. There we go. Not patch, fetch. What happened to me? Okay, so hit enter. So let's close it out and let's bring in the node fetch. We are going to create a variable called fetch, set that equals to require say node dash fetch. Okay, so save, and it should be work now. Back to right here, say reload, and now if I add London and enter, we get the data in the console right here. Alright, so pretty cool. We get a temperature, we get the description, the icon, and another cool stuff. So let's make that smaller. And in here, we need to using async await. So we need to say async in here and try and catch error. And we are gonna bring in the fetch inside the try. So let's copy that, bringing inside in here. And we are gonna say wait in here. So we don't need just console log. So let's do say if let's see in here. So if we add city is not exist, for example, I want to say Paris, it just say Riz is not exist, right? If I hit enter, now, oh, really? Riz is exist. The city in our world have a name Riz. I don't know about that. Okay, so let's just bring in any name. I don't know, just random name is not exist, I believe. See that? message city not found. If not found, we can do something. So in here, if say if data dot message, we're gonna access this right here. Say data dot message, set that equals to city not found. We need to do in something in here. We can say response dot render and say index. We're gonna render the same index. We are gonna send data in here. Let's say city, set it to data dot message, and we're gonna say description, say no, and icon, say no, and for the temperature, set it to no. And for the get right here, in here, we need to send the data. Of course, we need to send this thing right here, but the city, it should be no. And say no. This is the first we are open our app, okay? Because we need to showing the data if we click the enter. All right, if the first time user open the app, it should be blank. So that's why we set it to null right here, and we are gonna using if statement inside the EJS in here, okay? But we're gonna do later. But the first is let's finish this thing right here. If else in here, meaning we get the data, right? So we need to say cons city and set that equals to, let's see in right here. I want to say what the hell? London and city, it should be equals to data dot, let's looking for city, it should be name, so data dot name right here, okay? Why it's not work? Name, cool. So create another variable, it should be description, set that equals to, let's see in here, description, we're gonna say data dot weather, okay, weather, and should be array. We are going to access the first element inside an array, so we need to say 0, and we need to access the description, so description, okay, description, yeah, cool. And for the icon, say cons icon, we need to using this thing right here, just copy that, copy and paste in here, and now we access the icon in here, so icon. And for the temperature, say cons temperature, set that equals to data dot, we are gonna access this main, so main dot temperature, main dot temp, like so. So in here we need to say response dot render, we're gonna render the same, which is index, and we're gonna send the city to city and the description to description. But if you have the same name in here, you just set city, it should be work like that. It's just do the same thing. Okay, and icon, set that to icon, and temperature, set that to temperature. Okay, so save, and now let's handle the error. So if error, we need to say respond.render. I don't know what the hell. We're gonna render the index, and let's set data, which is cd. Let's say something wrong. This will be showing if for example we don't have any internet connection. I'm gonna show you in the letter. Cd and description null, icon null, and for the temperature set it to null. Okay, I think we're done with the weather.js right here. Now let's working with the index.ajs. Alright, so inside the result in here, we are going to open the tag, which is just like a PHP tag, you know. You can say like that. In PHP, maybe you say PHP, yeah, it should be question mark like that. Okay, it's very similar with PHP, I think. So in here we need to say if temperature is not equals to null, okay. So if temperature is not null, it should be looking for in here. It's not null, meaning it should be this thing right here, okay? Because in here you set that to a null, and in here it's a null. Okay, so if that not null, we need to say h1 in here, bringing up here, and change the value to the temperature. Let's say equals to temperature in here. Okay, by saving this, now you can see in here 2, 3, 4, right? When I reload, it should be gone. And if I do Paris, and we get the degree. Okay, if I go to London, we have the degree. Okay, pretty awesome, right? Just as simple as that. So for the icon description, basically we can just copy this thing right here and say paste in here. It should be the icon. Now icon, if not null, we need to say, let's just remove this thing right here. It should be inside icon description, I think. So bringing inside the icon description, like, oh, come on, man, what I'm doing. So the img and the s3 is bringing inside the if statement. Okay, if icon is not null, we need to set the icon in here to whatever the icon we get from the API, which is right here, the icon. So back to index.ajs, we need to open the tag in here, AJS tag, set that equals to, and close the tag, and it should be icon. All right, simple as that. And for the description, we need to say, let's bring outside if icon, what the hell? Inside in here, let's create another if statement, and it should be the description. If description is not null, we need to bringing the head tree inside the if statement. It should be open the AJS tag and equals to, it's like echo in PHP, I think. I can say description. Okay, and finally it should be the city. You can paste in the if statement in here and cut the city and paste in inside in here, and just make sure you're checking to the city variable, and you're bringing the city inside in here, say like that, and it should be the city. Okay, save, and I believe it's working now. If we access the first time, it should be empty, because if no, it's the data is null. All right, if I go to London, for example, enter, and we get the data. It's clear sky in the London right now. If we go to the Paris, let's see what happened in Paris right now. It should be uppercase clouds. All right, so pretty cool. And if I typing a wrong city, it's not exist in this word, and I hit enter, it should be all right. Nothing happened. So let's check to weather.js, and yeah, it should be message. I'm wrong typing message right here. Sorry about that, guys. So save and reload again. Let's looking for this city. I believe it's not exist in the world. So hit enter, and now we get the city not found. Beautiful, and this is so really cool. And I want to disconnect my internet connection. Let's disconnect that out. Say reload, and if I go to Paris, and should be something wrong. Alright guys, I think we're done with this project, and yeah, I hope you follow along this tutorial, and I hope you enjoy it. And yeah, I'm gonna see you in the next video. Just please make sure you click the subscribe button, and I'm gonna see you in the next video. And I'm always saying in the end, bye.